Welcome back to another episode of the Christian Business Advantage podcast. I am your host, Alicia Avant, and today we are continuing our series for the month of January 2026 on the topic of key elements of successful video. So, we talked about last week long form versus short form video, how you can use that long form video and content, repurpose it into short form. But today we're going to talk about elements of a successful video. And that is whether it's whichever form that it is, but specifically when you're doing more of a short form video and you're creating it for the purpose of marketing. So this is going to be using that shorter form video and creating that for the purpose of marketing to get that person's attention quickly. It's not going to be so much the long form video or the snippets that you're using from that long form. But when you're wanting to create a reel, a TikTok, or a YouTube short, and you're wanting to get a person's attention, this is what you need to do. And so these are a little bit different than if you were just going to create a longer form video and then just utilize it for the purpose of making shorter form videos. So this is if your intention is to sit down and record shorts or shorter form video, this is what you want to do. These are the elements, if you will. And there are 5 of them. I like to kind of give you a list. So the first element for short form video is a strong, what we call hook. And that grabs the attention of your audience in the first few seconds. And you can do this with a question, a surprising fact, or a bold statement. I'm telling you, if you go and watch some TikToks or some reels, you'll see people doing this all the time. They will say, "Do you know what the number one way to get blood out of your clothes?" I'm terrible at this, but if you sit down and you think about it, you can think about things that you can use. So for me, I like to do questions. I also like to do like surprising facts or things like that. But obviously, these are the types of things that you want to plan ahead. You want to sit down and create your examples, and you don't want to wing it when you're doing this type of video. You want to have this very specific strategy, and that we're going to talk a little bit more about strategy next week on the podcast. So you need to learn how to do hooks. And in fact, I at one time, and I probably have it somewhere on my computer, I went and was learning about this type of video, and I downloaded what was called 100 viral hooks for any business. And so I was able to find that real quick. So I'm going to give you a few examples of the hooks. 3 rules to follow if you want blank. So this is how you incorporate your niche or your element or area of expertise into these hooks is you fill it in the blank. I wish I knew this sooner. That's a hook. That could be for anything that you wish you knew sooner. Did you ever do blank? Never do it again. Okay. 4 things to never say to a new mom, for example, or this is a fill in the blank. 4 things to never say to a new mom. 4 things, if you're talking about grief, for example, 4 things to never say to someone who just lost a loved one. Those are some things. My best 5 video marketing tips. Okay. So the topic, the fill in the blank is where I put in the video marketing. Are you really committed to blank? And then whatever, are you really committed to losing weight in 2026? These are hooks that get their attention. One thing I wish I had known about blank years ago. Okay, so these are some hooks. And in fact, you can Google or even go to ChatGPT and ask for some hooks, and you will find these. But this was something I downloaded from the Creative Social, actually. Give them credit for this. Sometime last year when I was trying to do better with hooks in videos before I fell off the video wagon, if you will. I didn't do well in the end of the year with video, got really busy in my life and did not do so well. And which is why I'm committed to doing better in 2026. Strong hook is element number one. Element number two is captions and text. This is essential because there are so many people who watch videos with the sound turned off or very low. So my husband likes to watch videos like YouTube shorts before we go to sleep. And so he'll wake up in the middle of the night, can't go back to sleep, and he'll go through YouTube shorts and he knows I'm asleep or trying to go to sleep. So he will do it with the volume either all the way as low as he possibly can or off. And so that's where the captions and the text come into play because so many people do that. So captions and text are a must. And in most of these different programs that you're creating these reels or YouTube shorts or whatever on, they have the option to add captions. And or of course you can add text as well, but I always add captions so that you can listen, so that you can choose whether to listen or just read the caption. And then thirdly, vertical format. So most people are watching your videos on a mobile device. So it needs to be in that vertical mobile device friendly form. So that optimizes it for mobile viewing. And that is the case with all of the mobile ways that we listen or that we watch videos, not listen to videos. Excuse me. Authenticity is number 4. You want to be real, you want to be relatable, and you want the content that will perform better than those like polished ads. It's okay if you don't have a fancy studio to record these videos in. It's okay if you're recording using your iPhone. You don't have to have a fancy camera to record these videos because people want relatable people that they feel like they can relate to, they can get to know, that sort of thing. So being real and relatable and not having all this fancy stuff is 100% okay. It is actually better for you to have that when you're creating these videos. And then number 5, or the very last element, is a clear call to action. A couple podcasts back, I talked about the fact that you want a purpose for every video that you're making. And this is extremely important with these short form videos because people are going to consume them so quickly. What is the end game? What do you want them to do? You have to tell them what to do next. So before you end the video, you're wanting to tell them, buy my book now, comment below, go to the link in my bio. You have to tell them exactly what you want them to do because otherwise they're not going to respond to your video. They're not going to do something next. You have to have a call to action. And that is going to make or break whether or not your video is going to really give you any return on your investment of the time that you spent making that video. So use your time wisely. Make sure you have these 5 elements. I'll go over them one more time really quickly so that you can make sure you got it. The first one is a strong hook. I would Google that or find a way to learn some new hooks. The second one is captions and text. You always need to add those. Use that feature. Third, always have the mobile-friendly vertical format. Be real, be authentic. And number 5, have a clear call to action. Tell them what to do next. I want to challenge you to this week to make some short form video and let me know how it goes because I want to see you doing these videos and share that with me. If you're not already a member of the Christian Business Advantage podcast Facebook group, go over to Facebook and search for that. And we can start sharing our videos in there. I want to encourage you to cheer you on as you create short form video to market your business. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll be back with you again next week to wrap up this series.